here's a couple questions that we're going to get to, and this one I just want a yes or no. That's all. Is that possible? Okay. Start with Mr. Martin. Same-sex marriage, for or against it?
Against.
Buzz?
No.
John?
No.
Okay. Pro-abortion or against it?
Against it.
No.
Life begins at conception. No. Pro-life.
On that, there's been some talk that a lot of folks use the system throughout the United States and in Arizona to have children to get more welfare. Would you be willing, through their either Obamacare or how this whole thing's going to work out, I don't think anybody knows yet, but would you be willing to give a woman free tubal ligations, i.e. tubes tied? Okay.
I don't think that's something the state should be subsidizing, that type of thing, and I think we need reform. We need to reform our welfare system. We need to be defining success not by the number of people they're helping, but by the number of people who no longer need help, and that's not the way you do it.
No.
Thank you.
You said yes or no.
Yes or no, John?
No.
All right, now, of course, I know this one automatically is, do you believe in the Second Amendment? Just double checking. Okay. However, though, on part of this, the legislature and the governor signed a bill that it's okay to bring concealed weapons into restaurants and bars. This year they tried, possibly some folks tried to drop a bill on that you do not need a concealed weapon permit anymore. Let's start with Buzz Mills on this one. Where do you stand on those two items?
I'm in favor of the Second Amendment the way it's written. I don't think you need a permit to exercise your right to free speech. I don't think you need a permit to exercise any of your other rights either.
Mr. Munger?
That states it pretty well, folks. I don't know how the Constitution could be any clearer. Why do you need a permit? Why do we need a law? We all have a right under the Constitution to carry a weapon, period. And nobody can take it away. And incidentally, the Arizona Constitution is even stronger on our rights to bear arms. So I agree with Buzz on that.
My record's been clear. I actually co-sponsored the legislation right back when I was in the Senate. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It's pretty clear. I'm a strict constitutionalist. You should have the right. You shouldn't need a permit. You shouldn't need permission. Besides, the people who are breaking the law are already doing it. I mean, you know, I joke, you know, I carry a firearm because a cop is way too heavy.
Okay, we're going to finish this first half now. We're going to let you do final closings after the Q&A session part of it. But you just went through 5 of my questions that I had wanted some answers to. I want you to just give us a quick synopsis. Why, not against the other 2 fellas that are here, but the ones that aren't here, why would we vote for one of them, or why would we vote for you and not one of them, to give them a fair shot, being that they're not here, and if it's not fair, I'll look the other way. And we'll start with Mr. Martin.
Okay, so this is why you should vote for me and not the other people who aren't here.
That's correct.
Okay.
We said no mudslinging tonight. Oh no, it's just for these folks here.
Got it.
Okay.
Well, it's actually pretty clear. You've got about 20 some odd people running for governor, so that's a long list. But primarily, you're talking about the governor. Why isn't the governor here? That's a good question. I don't know. I drove up from Phoenix today, so it's not that far of a drive. I've done it many times. The clear difference is I have been saying that we should live within our means for a very long time. I stood up against Napolitano, got called Chicken Little when no one else would stand up and try to avoid this mess. We could have prevented this crisis. We could have avoided it. Things would not need to be as bad as they are had they been listening to our warnings. I provided the same information, everything I've been talking about, cutting up the credit card, living within your means, balancing the budget without a tax increase. We provided all the same information to Governor Brewer. I like her. She's a nice lady. I have nothing against her personally. I just think, unfortunately, she surrounded herself with some supporters, lobbyists, they led her in the wrong direction. And she didn't get rid of some of the Napolitano appointees that, of course, they're going to tell you the only way to balance the budget is to increase spending. So I think it's unfortunate that we are in a situation where you've got an incumbent Republican governor and a very competitive Republican primary. That shows you how upset the public is with the way things have been going. I got into this race because I saw the state literally going bankrupt, and unfortunately, nobody else could beat Terry Gallagher. We were leading in the polls. Thank you.
Thank you.